Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, April the 28th, 2019. The time 2:25 a.m. First, say thanks to all my family, my support, for you continue to encourage me support, continue to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area, continue to further my education at Monroe College online, continue to pursue my associate degree studying business administration, concentration mark. At the present time, taking a break from going to school. In the very near future, I will be going back to Monroe College online, continue to pursue my associate degree studying business administration, concentration mark. Also, this year in January of 2019, I had enrolled at Health Tech Institute of Memphis in the medical assistant program. The reason being, back in 2009, 2010, I was a student at Remington College, and I did graduate with a diploma, but I didn't earn a certification in medical business and coding. And so I got to pay them student loans back, but I wasn't able to be employed in the healthcare field. And so this year, like I said, in January 2019, I enrolled at Health Tech Institute of Memphis in the medical assistant program, and I graduated with a diploma as well as with a certification in medical assistant. That way I can pay my student loans back, and then I'll be able to continue to pursue my associate degree in business administration, concentration mark at Monroe College online. And so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do my Instagram. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, April the 28th, 2019. The time is 2:28 a.m. First, say thank you to all my family, my support, for you continue to encourage me support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. First, want to always put God first. Always put God first. And going to continue to complain. I'm going to continue to speak out. People saying they are a gang. People saying they are a mob. People saying, then they put stir on the end of gang and mob. And Merriam-Webster Sturgeon International Dictionary and Oxford English Dictionary tell you what the word gang means. They tell you what stir means. Then people be saying they're a boss, they're a goon, they're a thug, they're a crook, they're a hooligan, they're a mac and a player, they're a pimp and a whore and a hustler. People say they're a nigga, field nigga, house nigga, you know. It's street slang. People all over the earth communicate and use language. And it ain't nothing right, it ain't nothing official about no street slang. Now, examples of street slang, tic-tac-toe, hopscotch. In music, hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, doo-wop, bebop. It's street slang. Nothing right, nothing official about no street. Now, we can go to a quick reference, Wikipedia, and we can look up street slang for money, currency exchange. People all over there use money, currency exchange. Now here in the United States of America, examples of street slang for money, currency exchange: bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loot, and moolah. Benjamin, dead presidents, nothing right, nothing official about no street slang. Now, I graduated high school. I have some years of college. I haven't earned my associate degree in business administration, concentrating marketing from Monroe College online as of yet. I took a break from going to school, and but I do intend to go back. I got to pay all the student loans back. But some people got a GED. You know, they ain't graduated high school, but they got a GED. Then you have those people who just didn't go that far in school, period, for whatever reason. And so they don't know reading, you don't know writing, you don't know math. See, you don't know science, you don't know technology, and then you don't know social studies. You know, and when it comes to vocational technical training, you know, on the job training, whatever. But you didn't go that far in school, so you don't know. But then you have those people that graduated high school, have a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD. You understand? You know, they join the sorority and join the fraternity and all that. You know, and now the sorority and the fraternity. Harvard University, the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, founded in Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693, the second oldest institution of higher learning here in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December 5, 1776. The College of William and Mary, and is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi, first sorority, founded in 1851, Wesleyan College, Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874, Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York. Then you had this first women's fraternity at DePaul College, 18-something. Yeah. But there's nothing right, nothing official about no sorority, no fraternity. You know, the basis of the sorority and fraternity is them old world secret societies. For example, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons. Now, they talk about Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390, 1425, mentioned in the Hollowell manuscript, the Regis poem, and the Cook manuscript. Then there's another manuscript, the Dowling manuscript. Now, examples of them old world secret societies: Skull and Bones, Rosicrucians, the Sons of Liberty, the Thug Society, the Prior of Sion, the Ordo Templar Orientis, the Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodmen, the Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Improved Order of Redmond, the P.O. Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons, the Elks, the Lower Order of Moose, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Matthias, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Forester Society, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of Veil, Prophets of the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grain, the Ancient Order of Herbanan. Now that's just a few. You know, it's just a few. There's some more. I mean, like I said, it's just a few. There's some more. Then you have the Spanish Garduna, the Carbonaria, the Black Hand. You say Mafia, it's Afro-Asiatic. You say Cosa Nostra, it's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, the Osirica. It's just a few. There's some more. And so, don't be misled by the sorority and the fraternity. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity, because the basis of the sorority and fraternity, them old world secret societies. Now, the old sorority and fraternity, they commit crimes on the campus, on the college and university campus, well as off the college and university campus. You understand? Such as, for example, hazing. The United States Department of Justice, hazing is a crime. Hazing is a crime. The sorority and fraternity, they use hazing as part of the initiation into the sorority and fraternity. Now, the initiation into the sorority and fraternity, they use those devil worshiping rituals to initiate people into the sorority and the fraternity. It's devil worship. It's devil worship. They call themselves trying to worship the devil. As a matter of fact, there's no such thing as worshiping no devil. See, you misled. See, this would be why I tell you, don't be misled by the sorority. You can't worship with the devil, because the devil being punished by God. You can't worship the devil. There's no such thing. You just be making up all this junk and just be misled. And the sorority fraternity, they use and abuse tobacco products, chewing tobacco, cigarettes, cigar. And they take those cigarettes and cigar, they put drugs in the cigarettes, in the cigar. See? Don't be misled by the sorority. And now you have these electric smoking products. Why would anybody do that? All the health problems that you have with tobacco products. Why would anybody come up with some kind of smoking device? You know what I'm saying? To put all that toxic poison in your body, as if you don't use tobacco, like that's being smart, you can still smoke and won't get cancer. They put nicotine in these smoking devices. They put nicotine in it, and then it's poison. It's poison still going inside your body. What make you think you're not going to destroy your body? You're not going to get cancer. What kind of thinking do you have? What? They indulge in gambling and gangs of chance. You understand? And the sorority and fraternity, they use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activity, burglary, robbery, assault. You understand? Arson. Extortion. You name it. I mean, they lie, they cheat. So don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity because they're on a college, university campus. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. They indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Don't join the sorority and fraternity. Get out of the sorority and fraternity. Discourage others from joining the sorority and fraternity. Expose the sorority and fraternity. Matter of fact, renounce all those involved in starting and beginning the sorority fraternity. Renounce them. Denounce the whole, concept of sorority fraternity. The basis of the sorority fraternity, them old world secret society. Denounce it. Ain't no such thing worse than no devil. No such thing. And see, the sorority fraternity, they lie about the United States Constitution as well as they lie about the United States. They lie about any and everything. They just lie, period. That's the whole basis of it. They just lie. Shoot. That's the reason why we have the problem we have with the criminal street organization, criminal street gang. Because the sorority fraternity went around lying. People riding around on motorcycles calling themselves the mongrels and the Hells Angels and all these different names, and the East Coast. The people on the East Coast being misled by the sorority fraternity. No such thing as the East Coast being a gang base or a mob base. No such thing. It'd be the sorority fraternity lying about history. People came from the old world, came to the United States. As a matter of fact, came to the Western Hemisphere. The East African, West African slave trade, the pirates on those ships. See, it's all lies. They ain't lying. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Whatever you do, don't let the sorority fraternity lie to you, mislead you. Chicago, Illinois is not no gang base, no mob base. Them same criminals that came from the old world, them pirates, they left the East Coast, came, then moved to Chicago, Illinois. And see, when you say Illinois and Chicago, that's Native American. That's Native American. The majority of the places around the United States of America was inhabited by the Native Americans, the first Americans. This whole Western Hemisphere, Native American, first American. There's no such thing in Chicago, Illinois, being no gang. There's no such thing, no folk gang, no my people gang. That'd be the sorority fraternity lying. Then them criminals, you understand? Those same criminals. Los Angeles, California is not a gang base or a mob base. It was them criminals, them same criminals. Los Angeles County, there's no such thing, no blood gang, no crip gang, no stone gang. There's no such thing. It was the criminals that did that. There's no such thing. Don't be misled by the sorority and the fraternity. This is the International Bill of Human Rights. And this is the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. And this is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. And this is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. And this is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. And this is the world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature, the World Wildlife Fund. And just like those organizations, there's some more organizations. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights Frontline, Defending Human Rights Without Frontier, International Center for Human Rights. Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, Rainforest Trust, International Rainforest Conservation Organization, Rainforest Alliance, Rainforest Action Network, Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, Conservation Fund, the League of Conservation Voters, Earth Watch Institute for Service Association, Earth Just for Conservation Volunteers. And Biodiversity International, Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Oceanic Society, Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. There are many more organizations such as the one we just mentioned. They're trying to stop all the crimes that the sorority and the fraternity commit, such as and you know the sorority and fraternity, they work for these businesses, they work for companies, they work for these corporations committing crimes. They use and misuse the background check and they commit crimes. They commit crimes against humanity. They commit atrocities. They commit violations of human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, the ground, the water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment. They destroy nature. They destroy wildlife. Don't let the sorority and the fraternity mislead you. Whatever you do, don't be misled by the sorority and the fraternity. Don't be misled by the sorority and the fraternity. And so, now, this is the list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. For example, like I said, this is the list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. Native American, First American, and like you have state names, and you might have state regions in the state, districts, districts, counties, cities. You have names for mountains, rivers, lakes, streams, brooks, animals, the grass, the air, so on and so forth. Now, state names: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Now, let me scroll down. See also list of place names of indigenous origin in the Americas. And so don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you. They be lying. The sorority fraternity, the basis of the sorority fraternity, them old world secret society, and them old world secret societies, organized crime, devil worship, so-called devil worship, which it ain't no such thing. It's worshiping the devil. There's no such thing. There's no such thing worshiping the devil. The devil being punished by God. There's no such thing. The Catholic Church, Christian, and the Jew and Jews, it goes all the way back to so-called devil worship. The Perizzites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, the Girgasites, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Midianites, the Moabites, the Philistines, and so on and so forth. And so the Catholic Church, organized crime, so-called devil worship. Now Saint Ignatius of Antioch wrote several letters, and one of the letters that he wrote to the Smyrnaeans. And in that letter that he wrote to the Smyrnaeans, he wrote the phrase Catholic Church. Man-made junk. A lie. Nothing but a lie. And as you know, St. Ignatius of Antioch, in front of 50,000 plus fans at the Roman Colosseum, after he wrote them letters, was eaten alive by lions. Now, and then you have Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, the devil himself. He's not no apostle. He wrote all those epistles, and in those epistles he called himself an apostle. He was just lying. He was lying. Now, all these man-made religious organizations now, all these man-made religious organizations, they use those epistles that Saul wrote. They use those epistles that he wrote. And for example, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, salute one another with the Holy Kiss, the church, with the suffix es. Church is a Christ salute you. And And also 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you in the church with the suffering ease of God for your patience and faith and all your persecution and tribulation that ye endure. Now, and that's where the Catholic Church and all these man-made religious organizations be getting their junk from. They be using those epistles that Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, be using. Now the Jew and Jew, now they were before Saul, but all those became behind. See, that was the Jew and Jew with their Christian stuff. See, that where the Christian came from the Jew and Jews, Christians. That's the occult. And the Catholic Church and their particular churches, organized crime, devil worships. And then you have all the Protestant Reformation movement churches, the 95 Theses. That is the Catholic Church. That's the Catholic Church and all the particular churches. And you know that's organized crime, major branches, minor branches, interdenominational movement. Then you have other developments. Then you have related movements. And then you have the American Restoration Movement, the Stone Campbell Movement. That's the Catholic Church. And of course, that's organized crime, some so-called devil worship. The Churches of Christ, the unaffiliated Christian Church, Church of Christ Congregation, the Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. Now, these are just a list. This is a list of occult terms from A to Z. And this is a list. And this is a list of occult symbols. And this is a list of, and these are world religions and occult symbols. And these are occult symbols. And so these so-called man-made religious organizations, the Catholic Church, in all their particular churches, all the Protestant Reformation churches, that's in the 95, that is the Catholic Church. And the American Restoration Movement, Stone Camel Movement, that's the Catholic Church. And then you have all these man-made religious, so-called religious groups and organizations. Scientology, for example, the Zoroastrians, they had a prophet. Islam, they had a prophet. What's the name? The Sunni Muslims, Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. And then the Shiite Muslims, they had what's the name? Prophet Ali. Then you had the Baha'i, they had a prophet. The Sikhs, they had a prophet. You know, the Mormons, some man wrote a book, the Book of Mormon. You know, man-made religious group. The Amish, the Mennonites. Man, we can sit here all day. People like Jim Jones, David Koresh, you know, all these cult and occult groups, and you know, what's the name? And then think about the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation, American Muslim Society, and what's the name? Khalid Muhammad. He was a Nation of Islam or something. He started the new Black Panther Party. And then you have all these black Hebrew Israelites being the army over there in Israel. Pan-Africanists and so on and so forth. See, all this man-made stuff, some man-made junk. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. See, the sorority and fraternity, they'll lie. They'll sit around talking about you got freedom of religion. And that's you can worship God however you want. No, that's a big lie. That's a lie. And so that's a lie. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. So what I'm gonna get ready to end my Instagram video, and I'm gonna do my this weekend. Since I gotta work tomorrow, I won't be making my video tomorrow because I'm gonna have to work. But this weekend I'm gonna do my Periscope. Do my Periscope video after I do my Instagram. So this weekend I'll be doing Instagram, then Periscope, and then next weekend I make my other. I had to work tomorrow, so. But I still got my YouTube channel recording. So all those who are watching my Instagram, then you'll watch my Periscope. My YouTube channel is recording. That's good. And these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now I just ended my Instagram video, so now I'm gonna do my Periscope video. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis in the county sheriff. It's in the state of Tennessee. The day and date is early Sunday morning, April the 28th, 2019. The time, 3:15 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now remember these words. Remember these words. Coercion. Coerce. Sexual coercion. Psychological coercion. Psychological manipulation. Psychological abuse. Now, I'm going to continue to complain. I'm going to continue to speak out now. I just finished doing my Instagram video. First of all, I just did my Instagram video. Now, this weekend, everybody that's watching my video this weekend, I'm off. Saturday I was off. But Sunday, matter of fact, today is Sunday. So I'm going to have to work. So I'm going to do my video today. But I won't come back and do another video until next weekend. So I'm going to do my video now, but I won't be able to make another video because I'm going to have to work. But like I said, I just finished my Instagram video. So now I'm doing my Periscope video. And I'm going to continue to complain. I'm going to continue to speak out. People saying they're a gang. People saying they're a mob. And then they put stir on it. Merriam-Webster's Third New International Dictionary. Oxford English Dictionary will tell you what the word gang and mob mean. They tell you what stir mean. Then people be saying they're a boss, they're a goon, they're a thug, they're a crook and a hoodlum, they're a mac, they're a player, they're a pimp and a whore. People be saying they're a hustler, people be saying they're a nigga. Feel a nigga house nigga. Street slang. There's nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. people all over the earth communicate and use language. And examples of street slang, hopscotch, tic-tac-toe. And music, examples of street slang, hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, doo, wop, beat, bop. Nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. We can go to the quick reference, Wikipedia. We can look up money, currency exchange. Street slang for money, currency exchange. All over the world, people use money and currency exchange. They make up street slang for money, currency exchange. Examples of street slang for money, currency exchange here in the United States of America. Bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loot, moolah, Benjamins, dead presidents. There's nothing right, nothing official about no street slang. I graduated high school, earned my high school diploma, got a few years of college. I haven't earned my associate degree yet from Monroe College Online in Business Administration, Concentration Marketing. However, I took a break, but I do intend to go back to Monroe College Online, and I'm going to earn my associate degree studying Business Administration, Concentration Marketing. I got to pay them student loans back. And so, but some people, they didn't go that far in school, but they got a GED. Then you have those people who just didn't go that far in school, period. For whatever reason. You don't know reading, you don't know writing, you don't know math, you don't know science and technology, you don't know social studies. You see, you don't know vocational and technical training, on-the-job training. Then you have those people that, took the ACT, SAT, graduated high school, took the ACT, SAT, score, whatever, and the sorority and fraternity, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD, the sorority and fraternity. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639, Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693, second oldest institution of higher learning in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December the 5th, 1776. The College of William and Mary is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi First Sorority, founded 1851, Wesleyan College, Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874, Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York. And then there was the first women's fraternity, DuPont College, 18-something. Nothing right, nothing official about no sorority fraternity. Now, the basis of the sorority fraternity, them old world secret society, for example, the Eastern Stars, the Freemasons. And they talk about Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390 to 1425, in the Hollowell manuscript, the Regis poem, in the Cook manuscript. And then you had a Dowling manuscript. Now, examples of them old world secret society: Skull and Bone, Rosicrucians, the Sons of Liberty, Thug Society, Private Scion, the Ordo Templar Orientis, Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodmen, the Ancient Arab Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, Improved Order of Redmond, the P.O. Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons, the Elks, the Loyal Order of Moose, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Matthias, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Forester Society, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veil Prophets of the Enchanted Ram, the United Order of the Golden Crown, United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grain, Ancient Order of Hermannans. It's just a few. There's some more. The Spanish Garduna, the Carbonaria, the Black Hand, You say Mafia, that's Afro-Asiatic. You say Cosa Nostra, that's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, the Osiris, and just a few. There's some more. And so, like I said, don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Because see, the sorority and the fraternity, they commit crimes on the college and university campus as well as off the college and university campus. For example, hazing. Hazing is a crime. The United States Department of Justice. Hazing is a crime. They use hazing as a instrument, in the initiation into the sorority and fraternity. And then, the sorority and fraternity, they use those devil worship rituals as an initiation into the sorority and fraternity. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. There's no such thing. The devil being punished by God. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. Just lie on top of lie on top of lie. That's what the sorority and fraternity do. They lie. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. They use and abuse tobacco products, chewing tobacco, cigarettes, cigars. They put drugs in the cigarettes and the cigar. And then now today you have these smoking devices. So I guess they don't want you to use tobacco, but you smoking, you putting that poison in your body with nicotine. You're gonna still get some type of ailment and all the health problems from tobacco. Why would you even come up with another device to smoke? Why would you do that? Why would anybody do that? All the health problems from smoking. Then you're going to come up with some other device to smoke. And you're going to put that poison in your body. But the sorority and fraternity, they use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in gambling and games of chance. They indulge in immoral activity, burglary and robbery. They lie, they cheat. You understand? They commit assaults. You understand? It's just a lot of things that the sorority and fraternity do that's immoral. Don't let the sorority, bribery, extortion. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. And they indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Matter of fact, get out the sorority and fraternity. Don't join the sorority and fraternity. Discourage others from being involved with the sorority and fraternity. Expose the sorority and fraternity. Matter of fact, renounce all individuals that started and began the sorority and fraternity. Denounce the whole concept of sorority and fraternity. The basis of the sorority and fraternity, them old world secret society. Denounce it. The sorority and fraternity, they commit crimes. They work for these businesses. They work for these companies. They work for these corporations. They use and misuse the background check. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Now, this is the International Bill of Human Rights. This is the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. This is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. And this is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. And this is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. This is the world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature and the World Wildlife Fund. And so, like I say, these organizations that we just mentioned, there's some other organizations like the one we just mentioned, such as Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights, Frontline Defenders, Human Rights Without Frontiers, International Service for Human Rights, Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, the Conservation Fund, the Legal Conservation Voters, Earth Watch Institute, Conservancy Association, Earth Justice, the Conservation Volunteers, Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, the Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organizations, the Rainforest Alliance, the Rainforest Action Network. Biodiversity, International Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Ocean Society, Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. There are many more organizations such as the one we just mentioned. They try to end, all the crimes that the sorority and the fraternity, which are based on the old world secret society, that they commit, the crimes they commit. Like I say, they use and misuse the background check. The sorority and the fraternity are criminals. The sorority and fraternity are criminals. They work for these businesses, they work for these companies, they work for these corporations. And they commit crimes against humanity. They commit crimes, atrocities. They violate human rights. They violate civil rights, inhumanity. They commit genocide. They commit ethnic cleansing. All forms of discrimination and all forms of harassment. They pollute the air, ground, and water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment. They destroy nature. They destroy wildlife. Don't let the sorority and the fraternity mislead you. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. They be lying. They call themselves devil. Talking about trying to the Constitution of the United States and going around lying about the Constitution. There's no such thing as no gang base, no mob base. anywhere on this earth. There's no such thing. The East Coast is not a gang base or a mob base. There's no such thing. Criminals from the old world, them pirates, came over to this part of the world. The first Americans, the Native Americans, already living here. They were already here. The East African, West African slave trade. There's no such thing, no gang base, no mob base on the East Coast. No such thing. There's no such thing. The sorority fraternity line. Chicago, Illinois is not a gang base or mob base. Again, that's the sorority fraternity. The criminals came from the old world. The pirates came from the old world. Came over here. There's no such thing, no folk gang, no my people gang, no such thing. Sorority fraternity line. Los Angeles, California is not a gang or mob base. There's no such thing. Them criminals from the old world, them pirates, came over here. No such thing, no blood gang, no crip gang, no stone gang, no such thing. The sorority fraternity be lying about the Constitution. Be lying. They be lying. When some little kids took they graduated from high school, took the ACT, took the SAT. They got admitted into some kind of school, some type of college or university. Joined the sorority fraternity. The sorority fraternity using those devil worshiping initiation rituals. There's no such thing worshiping the devil. The devil being punished by God. There's no such thing as worshiping no devil. It's just a big lie. That's what that sorority fraternity, that what that old world secret says. It's just a lie on top of lie on top of lie. It's just all lies. Don't let the sorority and the fraternity mislead you. Now this is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. Now a list of place names of Native American origin or the Native American, First American. So for example, state names, regions, districts, counties, cities, lakes, streams, rivers, brooks, mountains, trees, grass, the air, so on and so forth. Now, state names. Native American, First American state names are Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Let me scroll down. Okay, where it says see also. What's that? List of place names. Okay. List of place names of indigenous origin in the Americas. And so don't let that sorority and fraternity mislead. See, they be lying about the Constitution. You know that basically the sorority and fraternity, these people with these law degrees, they lie to the general public. They lie to the general public. They be lying. Now, them old world secret societies, you know, the Catholic Church, organized crime, and all this stuff was Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, and go the Jew and the Jews, you know. It goes all the way back to the Perizzites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, the Girgasites, you know, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Midianites, the Moabites, and the Philistines, and so on and so forth. See, this is what reality gonna hit a whole lot of people. People are still sitting around, just for example, them old world secret side. This is true. This is the truth. This is reality. The people that we just got to talk about, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Girgasites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Midianites, the Moabites, and all them other ites, the Philistines. Well, see, there are people, for example, these old world secret societies, they are going by what those people said. Them were the so-called devil worshippers, and that's what they listening to. For example, the Hermetism, Gnosticism, and you remember that list of old world secret society that we just went over. See, that's what we're dealing with today. Here it is, 2019. People are actually still trying to listen to them people instead of listening to God. The Catholic Church and all their particular church, the Latin Rite, Alexandrian Rite, Armenian Rite, Byzantine Rite, East Syrian Rite, West Syrian Rite, the Catholic Church. Then you have the Protestant Reformation movement, the 95 Theses. That is the Catholic Church. Organized crime, major branches, minor branches, interdenominational movement. Then you have other development. Then you have related movements. Then you have the American Restoration movement, the Stone Campbell movement. That is the Catholic Church. The Churches of Christ, the unaffiliated Christian Church, Church of Christ, Congregated Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. See, it's all the Catholic Church. And the Catholic Church, for example, you know, Christians. See, they came from the Jew and the Jews, the occult. Now, Saint Ignatius of Antioch, the letter writer, the one that wrote all those letters. And one of those letters he wrote, you know, he wrote several letters. One of the letters he wrote to the Smyrnaeans. And in that letter that he wrote to the Smyrnaeans, he wrote the phrase, Catholic Church. Now, and as you know, after St. Ignatius wrote that letter to the Smyrnaeans where he wrote the phrase Catholic Church, St. Ignatius of Antioch, in front of 50,000 plus fans at the Roman Colosseum, was eaten alive by lions. But okay, and like I said, saying they were either lie by line. Now, the Catholic Church, like I said, the Catholic Church, Christians, Jew and Jews, and all that stuff, man-made junk. It's all lies. It's all lies. Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, the devil, you know what I'm saying, a liar, a murderer, the devil. Now, he wrote some epistles. He wrote all those epistles. And in those epistles, he called himself an apostle. He was lying. And all these man-made religious organizations, such as, for example, the Mormons, you know, they got some man called himself, gonna write the Book of Mormons. Some man-made junk. The Amish, the Mennonites, Scientologist, L. Ron Hubbard. Some man-made junk. That's all it is, some man-made junk. And now you have people like David Koresh, Jim Jones, and the Zoroastrians. They had a prophet. Islam, they had some man, what's his name? Prophet Muhammad, the Sunni Muslim, Prophet Muhammad, the Shiite Muslim, Prophet Ali, the Baha'i, they had a prophet. The Sikhs, they had a prophet. You know, all man-made junk. It's all man-made junk. And Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. Now he wrote all those epistles. And these man-made religious junk, for example, the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation, the American Muslim Society, and what's the name? Khalid Muhammad. He was a Nation of Islam or something, but he started the new Black Panther Party. Then you have all these various Black Hebrew Israelites, for example, being army over there in Israel. Then you have all these Pan-Africans, you know. See, it's all some man-made junk. The Rastafarians, some man-made junk. Now, Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, and those epistles that he wrote. See, the man-made religious groups and all that junk, they be using Saul in those epistles that he wrote. One of the verses they use, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, salute one another with the holy kiss. The church with the suffix ES of Christ salute you. And this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you in the church with the suffix is, church is, a God for your patience and favor, all your persecution, tribulation that ye endure. Now this is a list of occult terms from A to Z. This is a list of occult symbols. And these are world religions and occult symbols. And these are occult symbols. And so don't let that sorority and fraternity mislead. As you can see all that occult symbol, world, religion, see the occult, they see the sorority and fraternity. They go to college, see they took the ACT, the SAT. You understand? Got admitted to college, and mom and daddy try to make sure you go to the Ivy League schools and all this, and to the best schools and all this, and then you go get your law degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, and so on and so forth. And then you go around the line to the general public. about the Constitution. See, that's what you do. You just lie. You've been lied to, and then you lie. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. See, people just be doing things. They do things because of the sorority, just like the gang, the criminal street, or the sorority and fraternity. All this about celebrity athletes, celebrity entertainers. See, all this about entertainment. See, it be the sorority and fraternity with the bachelor degree, master degree, PhD. They be lying. See, they take words out the Bible. They take words out the Bible and be lying. Ain't no such thing, no gospel music, Christian music. No such thing. It's a lie. You be lying. Take words out the Bible, the Baptist church, the Methodist church, no such thing. The Catholic church, no such thing. No such thing. Church of Christ, no such thing. Be lying. And all that other man-made junk that you just be making up, it be lie on top of lie on top of lie. You just lie. See, we're gonna go to the United Nations. We're gonna go to the United Nations. Every nation on this earth is a member of the United Nations. And every nation that's a member of the United Nations have a justice department, a ministry of justice. See, it's a process. It's a process. And while we're in the process of making it official, see, there's only one church. There's only one church. There's no such thing, no Rastafarian having no freedom of religion. There's no such thing as touching that Bible and taking words out of the Bible and lying. There's no such thing, no Rastafari. There's only one church. It's gonna put your butt in jail. See, you should have been in jail a long time ago. You should have been in jail a long time ago. But from this day forward, all you Rastafarians, I'm coming after you. And see, the reason why I say it that way, because I know you're going to try to run and hide. So I'm telling you, I'm coming after you. I'm going to be on your tail. I'm on your trail. No matter where you try to run, no matter where you try to hide, Rastafari, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. No matter where you try to run, try to hide, I'm telling you, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Ain't no such thing. You ain't getting away with it. You're not going to get away with it. From this day forward, you ain't going to get away with it. I'm going to put your butt in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. You going to jail. You going to jail. And what you going to jail for? Religious persecution. So you go get you an attorney thinking you smart. Go get your attorney, the one that took the ACT and the SAT. You think you smart. You think you being smart listening to the sorority and the fraternity. Well, I'm going to show your attorney that took the ACT and the SAT and went to an Ivy League school and got a bachelor's degree, master's degree. You going to jail. You going to jail for conspiracy. Conspiring against the church. You going to jail. You ain't getting away either. No matter where you try to run, no matter where you try to hide, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. You're not going to do that to the church. You're not going to do that to the church. Not going to, no. So like I said, there's only one church. And we're going to go to the United Nations. We're going to make it official. And at the same time, criminal and civil charges. The Catholic Church ain't getting away. From this day forward, don't you never think that you're getting away. Because you're not. See, I know that there's people in the courtroom at the executive. I know about the executive branch, the legislative branch, the judicial branch. All three branches of the government. I'm aware of that a lot of you people went to college, just like here in the United States of America. A lot of people in the government, majority, college educated, members of the sorority and the fraternity. I'm aware of it, especially in the courtroom. The prosecuting attorney's office and the public defender's office, and the judge. Let me give you a reminder. Let me give you a reminder. It's only one church. So when you be talking about religious freedom here in the United States of America, it's only one church. You don't take the words. You don't take words out of the Bible. and say that's religious freedom, you going to jail. You going to jail. The judge, public defender, prosecutor, attorney, you going to jail for conspiracy. And some more charges. And some more charges. You going to jail. See, that's the reason why a lot of you people that's walking around, I ain't got you up off the street yet. Because I'm making sure at the executive branch, legislative branch, and judicial branch, ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing as you trying to get away. No. Because when they get this mess understood in the court, then I'm going to start getting you people up off the street. Like the Rastafarians going to get you up off the street. Now, I know you're going to run and hide. I know you're going to run and hide. I'm going to come after you. I'm going to intentionally come after you. Just like you intentionally committed all these crimes, I'm going to intentionally come after you. I'm going to intentionally come after you. I don't take it. But see, that's the type of person, my personality. I don't take it. See, when you intentionally do something, I'm going to intentionally. Like that old saying, for every action, there's a reaction. See, because of your actions, you made me react. I'm going to come after you. Just like somebody walking around talking about I'm a gangster. See, for every action, there's a reaction. Oh, you want to call yourself a monster and gangster? Huh? See, out here on the street, for every action, there's a reaction. I don't support that. Just like Keith Sweat sitting on the radio talking about he OG Keith Sweat. I got a dictionary. I know the word gang mean. I know the word mob mean. I heard all this stuff, these celebrity entertainers, celebrity athletes be running off at the mouth, be on social media, saying all this ignorant nonsense. So you intentionally do things like that. Then when you intentionally do things like that, every intention do things. See? Because I don't take it. I don't take it. I don't take nobody walking around talking about they no gangster, no mobs. Especially no female. Especially no female. First of all, in today's society, there's too many guns on the street. There's too many guns and too many bullets. I don't have to take that mess off you. I don't have to take that mess off nobody. I don't have to take that mess off nobody. I don't have to take it. And I don't. I always keep me a weapon. I'm always, like the Constitution say, defend yourself. And that's what Eric gonna do. Eric gonna defend himself from Keith Sweat and anybody else. And all these females walking around talking about they a gangster and a mobster and a thug and a boss and a goon and a crook and a hoodlum, a Mac and a player. Well, I keep me a gun with me and some bullets. And I got me a big knife. I ain't gonna take it. I don't take it. But see, we're gonna go to the United Nations, gonna make it official. There's only one church. So the executive branch, legislative branch, and judicial branch. There's no such thing. There's no Catholic church. It ain't no such thing as no Calvin church. There's no such thing as no Church of Christ. There's no such thing as no Nation of Israel. There's no such thing as no Morrison. There's no such thing as no being over there in Israel, talking no black Hebrew Israel. There's no such thing. You made it up. Just like the Rastafarian. There's no such thing. So the judge, prosecuting attorney, public defender gonna make sure it don't be no stupid nonsense in the courtroom. And then I'm gonna get you up out the street. See, right now, see, you think you smart. See, a lot of people, like a lot of celebrity athletes, celebrity everything, you think you got you some money. You think you got you some money. All you gotta do is call your turn. Well, go ahead and call your turn. Go ahead. The one that took the ACT and the SAT, went to an Ivy League school, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD. Call your attorney. Call your attorney. Come on. Because I'm going to put your butt in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. I'm going to put your butt in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. I'm telling you. I'm going to charge you with conspiracy. I'm going to charge you with persecution. You're going to be charged and you're going to be convicted. You're going to be charged and you're going to be convicted. You're going to spend the rest of your life in the penitentiary. That's where you belong. There's only one church. And we still today having to deal with the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Girgasites, the Hittite, the Hivite, the Amorite, and the Canaanite, the Midianites, the Moabites, and the Philistines, and all them other ites. Today, here it is, 2000, and we still got to deal with that. There's no such thing, no devil worship. Now, the United States of America, as well as other governments around the world, they enact laws that are intended to make all of us safe from crime, organized crime. Now, the United States of America enacted the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970. And Title IX of the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, the RICO Act, Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, the RICO Act, as anti-gang. Now, this is the Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act of 1970, the Controlled Substances Act, the Psychotropic Substances Act, the Continuing Criminal Enterprise Statute, the Kingpin Statute, is all anti-gang. The Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention Act of 1974 established the Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention, as well as other related legislation. That's anti-gang. The Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention, and the Comprehensive Gang Model, Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, the Office of Justice Program, and the United States Department of Justice. The Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, the United States Department of Justice, the Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, Project Safe Neighborhood, the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Community-Oriented Police, the Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention, the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, the International Narcotic Law Foreign Affairs, the United States Department of State Institute for Intergovernmental Affairs, Gang Resistant Education and Training Great Program, the United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention. In October 2009, the National Youth Gang Center, which had been funded by the Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention since 1995, merged with the National Gang Center, which had been funded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance since 2003. The National Gang Center compilated state laws against gang prevention overview of research program, Mr. James E. Howe, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention, the United States Department of Justice, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention, National Gang Center Bulletin, History of Street Gangs in the United States. There are books in the bulletin. Read the books in the bulletin. And you can go to the quick reference Wikipedia. You can find the same information titled Gangs in the United States. The United States Department of Justice, Office of the United States Attorney, Man, 1457 Criminal Street Gang Statute, 18 United States Code 521. The United States Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigating National Gang Intelligence Center, the United States Department of Justice, Organized Crime and Gang Section. There are other federal, state, and local agencies. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, Anti-Gang Strategies, Prevention, Intervention, Assessment, and Suppression. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, the United States Department of Health and Human Services, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, National Center for Injury Prevention and Control, Changing Course, Preventing Gang Membership, striving to reduce youth violence everywhere. The United States Department of Justice, the United States Department of Education, the United States Department of Health and Human Services, the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, the United States Department of Labor, and the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention Forum. You go to youth.gov, you can be informed by the National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention Forum, as well as the Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative and the Comprehensive Gang Model, the United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance, National Crime Prevention Council, keeping kids out of gangs, the United States Department of Justice, anti-hazing. You can go to lawyers.com and be informed about anti-hazing. birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Matthew chapter 1, verse 18 through 25. Matthew chapter 2, verse 1 through 23. Luke chapter 1, verse 1 through 80. And Luke chapter 2, verse 1 through 52. The Lord's Supper, Matthew chapter 26, verses 26 through 29. Mark chapter 14, verses 22 through 25. Luke chapter 22, verses 15 through 22. The Lord's Prayer, Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 through 13. And Luke chapter 11, verses 2 through 4. The Beatitude, read the Beatitude, Matthew chapters 5, 6, and 7. And Luke chapter 6, verses 20 through 49. Now, John the Baptist, Matthew chapter 3, verse 1 through 17, emphasize verses 11 through 17. Mark chapter 1, verse 1 through 11, emphasize verses 7 through 11. Luke chapter 3, verse 1 through 22, emphasize verses 16 through 22. John chapter 1, verses 15 through 34, emphasize verses 26 through 34. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, teaching in the synagogue, Matthew chapter 4, verses 23. Mark chapter 1, verse 21. Luke chapter 4, verse 15. John chapter 6, verse 59. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, begins in minute. Matthew chapter 4, verses 12 through 25, emphasize verses 23 through 25. Mark chapter 1, verse 14 through 45, emphasize verse 14 and 39 through 45. Luke chapter 4, verses 14 through 44, emphasize verse 15, 43, and 44. John chapter 1, verses 35 through 51. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, chose 12 disciples. Matthew chapter 10, verses 1 through 42. Mark chapter 3, verses 13 through 35. Luke chapter 6, verses 13 through 49. John chapter 6, verses 59 through 71. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, established the one, the only church. Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 through 19. Matthew chapter 18, verses 15 through 20. Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, He gives His apostle commission. Matthew chapter 28, verses 16 through 20. Mark chapter 16, verses 14 through 20. Luke chapter 24, verses 44 through 49. And John chapter 21. The death, burial, and resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God. Matthew chapter 26, verses 1 through 75. Matthew chapter 27, verses 1 through 66. Emphasize verse 50. Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, took His body down from the cross. And also emphasize verses 57 through 60. In Matthew chapter 28, verses 1 through 20, emphasize verses 16 through 20. Mark chapter 14, verses 1 through 72. Mark chapter 15, verses 1 through 47. Emphasize verse 37. Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, took His body down from the cross. And also verses 43 through 47. Mark chapter 16, verses 1 through 20. Emphasize verses 14 through 20. Luke chapter 22, verses 1 through 71. Luke chapter 23, verses 1 through 56. Emphasize verses 46. Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, took His body down from the cross. And also verses 50 through 56. Luke chapter 24, verses 1 through 53. Emphasize verses 44 through 53. John chapter 17, verses 1 through 26. John chapter 28, John chapter 18, verses 1 through 40. And John chapter 19, verses 1 through 42. Emphasize verse 30. Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, took His body down from the cross. And also verses 38 through 42. John chapter 20, verses 1 through 31. And John chapter 21, verses 1 through 25. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, gives His apostle commission. Matthew chapter 28, verses 16 through 20. Mark chapter 16, verses 14 through 20. Luke chapter 24, verses 44 through 49. And John chapter 21. Now, you know the old verses that the devil being punished by God in Jesus Christ. Matthew chapter 13, verses 1 through 58. Matthew chapter 25, verses 1 through 46. Then you go to Mark chapter 4, verses 1 through 32. You also go to the book of Mark chapter 13, verses 1 through 37. But see, I was so inspired by God's word. I had to go to Walmart, and I went and got me some markers. This, not just black markers. I went and got the color markers because I felt so passionate about it. You understand? I felt that passion about it. I felt that passion about it. I didn't like that at all. I don't like nobody sitting around trying to play with the Bible. That's what I didn't like. I don't like nobody sitting around playing with the Bible. It ain't no such thing as no devil worship. You sitting around talking you got a degree and all this, well, whatever. I didn't like it. But I colored it in because I didn't like it. I didn't like it. See, when it comes to the executive branch, legislative branch, and the judicial branch, see, I don't like nobody playing with the Bible. See, that's what I didn't like. See, I don't like no judge. I don't like no public defender. I don't like no prosecuting attorney playing with the Bible. Talking about you went to college and you got a degree and you talking about the Calvin Church, the Pentecostal Church, the Catholic Church, and the Church of Christ, and the Rastafarian, and the Nation of Islam. See, I didn't like it. Eric didn't like it. I don't like no Baptist church. Eric didn't like it. I don't like no particular church. I don't like no what they call it, Latin Rite. I don't like it. I didn't like what you see. See, so that's the reason why I did what I did, because I didn't like it. I didn't like it. That's what. See, God punish the devil. That's what I don't like. That's what I didn't like. God punished the devil. Ain't no such thing worse than no devil. See, you be lying. And that's what I didn't like. That's what I didn't like. I don't like no Church of God in Christ. I didn't like what you see. I didn't like it. I didn't like that at all. I ain't like no Lutheran church. I don't like no Episcopalian church. I don't like nothing you see. I don't like it at all. And that's the reason why I did what I did, because I don't like it. Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing, no Rastafari. Ain't no such thing, no black Hebrew Israelite. I didn't like that at all. I don't like what you see. That's the reason why I did it. Ain't no such thing, no devil worship. what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna end this video that's recording right now, and then I'm gonna start another. And then it's gonna be dated April the 28th, 2019. April the 28th, 2019. Part 1. Then I'm gonna start part 2.